strongly object to that. People, if they are active in the party, they should be attending meetings, and these are the people who should be able to nominate candidates for the election.
People often say, what if it had been Lehman's sisters rather than Lehman's brothers? Would we have had the same financial collapse?
My name is Mary Woods.
My name is Alice O'Sullivan.
I'm Jane Dillon Byrne.
I'm Niamh Brannock.
My name is Kirsty Hannafin.
Why were we educating girls if the day they got married they were sent home?
If you do accept contraception, you go to hell.
She said to me, I have something to tell you.
So you want a man now and a job?
Oh, it made me very angry.
The law actually actively discriminated against her.
And I said, oh no.
I looked around and I couldn't see one woman.
You're not pregnant again.
I think we were a bit annoying at times.
She said, no, I'm not.
And I was quite intimidated.
The Labour Party have asked me if I'll run for the presidential election.
I had no idea what I got myself into.
And I said, is that all?
I'm Mary Freehill.
I'm Mary Henry.
My name is Mary Louise Colbert.
My name is Anne Lane.
My name is Angie Mullery.
If a husband made a will, he had no obligation to leave anything to his wife. And there were some horrendous, tragedies and sad stories about that.
We used to have about 30 maternal deaths every year in the country.
For a lot of gynecological operations, married women needed the permission of their husbands.
And about half those women would have had 6 or more children, and a huge number of them were over 35, 40.
Women were tied, were afraid to move, were afraid to get out of bad relationships.
I could see the connection between bad housing conditions, ill health, the number of people who were ill.
And in some of the houses, there were barely cups and saucers for people, to drink out of.
And he was studying and doing internships here. And somebody had scrawled a very offensive racist slogan across something in the foyer. And I thought this was so humiliating.
If the man was on the welfare or dole, you couldn't collect it for the woman, and very often she got very apprehensive when she came in, because she would wait for him outside the dole office to get it every week, and if she was sick, he could head off wherever he wanted with it. She had no right to that.
They'd say, will you help me get a house? And all I was doing housing service. So I thought, well, maybe I do need to get involved in politics, and I do need to make an effort and to try to make a change.
You're like saying it's the best of all possible worlds, but it wasn't good enough in my view. And so therefore I joined the Labour Party.
But I did think very strongly about it afterwards and said I have to do something about this. It's just crazy. I mean, people can't behave like this. So I joined the Labour Party.
Then I thought about what party would I join, and I said to myself, well, the Labour Party is the party that would be far more committed to bringing about fair play and justice and equality.
I think it is ridiculous that slightly over half of the actual electorate of the voters are so underrepresented. And I know that even if there were half of the Dáil made up of women, they wouldn't all be feminists and they wouldn't all approach things in the way that I do. But our voice is completely missing.
Because the government felt they couldn't afford equal pay, they decided that they would try to go for a derogation. In other words, that they could put it off for a couple of years.
When I became chair, I decided I'd like to get the rural women in. And I wrote to all the branches asking for 2 representatives to come to our AGM.
And it was then that when we met Michael O'Leary, or he asked to meet us to try to change our mind. And I'll always remember Michael sat up on a desk, and he was dangling his feet and he was talking away, and he was telling us, if we go ahead with this, do you realise it's going to destroy the sweet industry, so many different boot and shoe industry, because so many women were working in those areas and men as well.
Well, it was wonderful. We couldn't find a spare inch up in head office because we used to have it in the meeting place up in head office. We opened all the doors. So many women came up.
And as he was telling us all of this, I was looking at his beautiful Italian shoes, and I kind of thought, well, isn't that kind of rather interesting?
And it was a wonderful atmosphere. And it was so bad, I was told afterwards that it cracked the ceiling underneath our weight.
From the 60s, where women had legislation that was discriminating against them, and then we got freedom and good legislation in, and then women are coming forward and being noticed.
Oh, I was very active whenever there was a general election. But the best election we ever had, I think, was for Mary Robinson.
And I can still remember what she was wearing. She was wearing a white trouser suit. And she said to me she wanted to promote the legalisation of contraception in this country. Now, I didn't want to let myself down, but I felt I might have to lean against the wall of college. I thought she was so courageous.
And even one person, I went in and he told me he worked in the law library. And he said, well, I must say you've done a great job on her and put her into lovely clothes and changed her hair. And I just thought, my goodness.
The way we have done things in the past to encourage and support women is good. It's very good, and it's been very positive to help women and support women. But now it's the final push.
I think there's a lot done in the interest of women. I think there's so much more to be done.
Girls have it. I see it all the time. They have it in the mixed school. They have the confidence, but it's keeping that going after you've started the family.
It's fantastic to see so many young women in the party now, and they're all very articulate, well able to express themselves. And I was delighted to come here today to hear them.
We see the future differently to men. We don't see the immediate benefits, we see long-term benefits.
I think that women now coming into the party will make a lot of difference, and if we can get our point of view listened to.
When I saw the electoral amendment bill, Ivana Bacik invited me in, and to see her and the Labour group of women and senators bring forward a bill that actually required all political parties to offer women as a choice, that nearly was the pinnacle of my ambition, because I am in no doubt that when we have sufficient women in there, things will change.
Again, I just want to congratulate everybody who's been involved in Labour Women, and to say sisters can do it for themselves, and enjoy it.